Hello, I am the Irish Guy. This is the Prem Catch-Up. Let's take a look at what happened in the Premier League this weekend. Yeah, this was the 4-4 Toons weekend. I still can't believe I'm a cartoon! Right, let's go. Man City 4, Newcastle 0. Well, that was absolutely ghoulish. Newcastle United turned up to the Etihad, a stadium where they had never won at. The last time Newcastle United got a Premier League win away to Man City was September 2000. Stuart Little had yet to be released on DVD. You know who was on the pitch the last time Newcastle won away at Man City in the league? Alan Shearer, George Weah, and Haaland's dad. It was a long time ago. Samantha Mumbo was in the charts. I'm pretty sure she's now in jail for strangling pigs. I don't know, I'm just guessing, I don't read the news. So it shouldn't be that big a shock that the Magpies rocked up here and lost. But no, lads. There was no belief. Man City were there for the taking. This is not the impenetrable, impossibly perfect, world-class bunch of superheroes that have dominated English football. No, this is a team who's lost 12 matches this season so far. This is a side who've been beaten by 4 goals by both North London teams. The last time they lost at home in their fortress was Tuesday. This Man City 11 was full of players who are having their debut season in English football. They are absolutely a team in transition, and yet these Newcastle players turned up here looking like they were already beaten the minute they set foot off the bus. Yeah, Newcastle don't win at Manchester City, but so? This is the time to change that. Why not? You were turning up to face a team whose confidence has been eaten by a grizzly bear. That was no more evident than in their collapse against Real Madrid, where they even let their former reserve team nobody banging a goal. I mean, make no mistake about it, when Brahim Diaz was at Man City, the club treated him like he was some cheap plastic toy you might get in a Happy Meal at your cousin's birthday party. If it was up to Pep, Diaz would probably now be selling tomatoes out of a van. That Real Madrid win showed that Man City are wobblier than Snoop Dogg in a pool. Apparently he can't swim. But no, Newcastle were utter garbage. Kieran Trippier was back in the team and was immediately dragged off at half-time after the bloke he was marking netted a hat-trick with ease. Trippier was given a very clear basic instruction. Get tight to Omar Marmoush and use your defensive experience to nudge him out of the game. Come on, you may look like a chunky hobbit who hasn't slept for a month, but you are someone who learned the nastiness of defending under Diego Simeone, the villain of the sport. Go out there and reduce this big money Egyptian signing to a quivering mouse. Go stamp on his foot, shove frog spawn in his underpants. I don't know, but what I do know is don't let him bang in a first half treble. That was one of the most humiliating afternoons of Trippier's career, but I don't really blame him. He turns 35 years old in September, and let's be honest here. He doesn't look like he lives the lifestyle of an Ashley Young, someone who is still playing Premier League football at 40, because yes, he probably has not touched the Mars bar since 2012. That guy does everything he needs to do for his body. He probably sleeps upside down like a bat. He probably doesn't even use normal milk for his cornflakes. No, he probably literally squeezes milk from a Hungarian beaver's armpit. But Trippier, whilst in Spain, Diego Costa literally called him Rooney, which is basically calling him Shrek. I suppose he does look a bit like a squashed version of Wayne. I'm guessing when Trippier is 50 years old, he will look a bit like James Gandolfini and will pop up to do punditry with ketchup on his chin and an emergency sausage roll poking out of his breast pocket. He should not still be playing Premier League elite football at 34. He was offered a January switch to Galatasaray, and I think he should have gone and taken it. Go play right back in Turkey and pop in crosses for fun onto Morata's head, because otherwise, the likes of Marmoush are just going to eat your dignity like a gingerbread man. 4-0 to this Man City side. Embarrassing. Leicester 0, Arsenal 2. Play the clip.
I'm saying it. Sterling will score. You will all see he will score.
Okay, no, Raheem Sterling did not score. It's kind of sad how past that he actually is. This was a perfect chance for him to establish himself as the man. The Gunners have had their forward lines eaten by the injury worms, to such a point where Mikel Arteta has had to start him on the left wing, and he was so dreadful, getting absolutely outshone by a child. Lads, when Sterling was scoring Premier League goals for Liverpool, Ethan Nwaneri was 5. He was at an age where his choice of breakfast was dictated by how happy the cartoon animal looked on the cereal box. When Sterling made his debut for England, Nwaneri was probably scared by the genie of Aladdin. We're now at an age where Sterling is by far the inferior player. Sterling was so ineffective that he was dragged off on 69 minutes with the scores 0-0 and his replacement, Mikel Merino, a central midfielder now being desperately chucked up top. He then scores 2. The central midfielder who had never ever bagged a brace in his life, and he turns 30 next year. I mean, back during his brief Premier League spell at Newcastle, he looked like he had the goal scoring ability of Toad Pie. Yes, Toad Pie. Have you ever seen a toad pie score? But no, he turns up with a brace. The first headed goal was very similar to his winning goal for Spain against Germany at Euro 2024. And yeah, the second was a comfortable tap-in, which looked easy. But I mean, Kai Havertz would probably have somehow broken the nose of the granny eating wine gums in the 9th row behind the goal. This was an important win for Arsenal, but come on. Why didn't they sign a striker? Like, literally anyone. When the Gunners fans are actually missing Eddie Nketiah, that is how you know something is seriously wrong. Arsenal did have a striker on the bench. Nathan Butler Oyedeji. I mean, don't get excited. He's 22, bless his heart. Sorry, if you're a professional striker and you were born before the release of Monsters Inc. and you still don't have a senior career goal to your name, despite being given plenty of chances at Accrington Stanley and Cheltenham on loan, then I'm sorry, I hate saying this, but maybe football is not for you. And you'll forgive me if I'm not surprised why Arteta did not bring him off the bench. If he was 17, yeah, get excited, but lads, he is just 7 years off 30 years old, and barely anyone knows his name. In 2 years' time, he's going to be nearly a quarter of the way to 100 years old. 100! That's older than the tree in my garden. Okay, I don't have a garden. This is a bit like when you discover a new TV show on Netflix, and you think you finally found something new and fresh, and then you realize it came out in 2003, and you'd never heard of it. Suddenly it seems a lot less exciting when you realize it was about as successful as a monkey's burp. Oyedeji does not sound like a footballer. Oyedeji just sounds like something that KSI's mum screams when dinner is ready. Things are so bleak at the Gunners that there were articles scattered across the internet last week suggesting that they sign either Diego Costa or Carlos Vela for free. Diego Costa. The only time Arteta should be ringing up Costa is when he wants a hot chocolate. This manically angry problem child who turns 37 years old this year. Someone who was already a desperate buy at Wolves 3 years ago, and he did nothing. He just made everyone feel uncomfortable. A bit like when your aunt goes ahead and invites someone over for Sunday lunch with the family who just got released from prison. Somebody who once cooked his mum's head in an oven. You're worried he's gonna punch the bowl of mashed potato. So seeing Costa unveiled in an Arsenal shirt now, it would be hilarious. As for Vela, signing a 35-year-old Gunners reject after 7 years of diluting his skill level in sunny America. He's already admitted he hated his time at Arsenal. So signing him now, what sort of internet journalists are riding this guff? This is Arsenal Football Club. You'd probably suggest that Harry Styles go out with your constipated nan. I think he can find better than that. Aston Villa 1, Ipswich 1. Play the clip.
And so yes, Rashford is going to back 2 against Ipswich, and he will point to his head, and I promise you, if we don't see that exact image of Rashford on the back of a newspaper in a Villa shirt, I will eat the front page of the Daily Mirror.
No. Oh, thank you, Marcus Rashford.
Thanks a bunch, buddy.
He just hit the bar. He literally smashed the crossbar with a free kick, which Ollie Watkins then tapped in. That was officially a Watkins strike, sure, with that glorious Pirlo-esque technique. That goal was all Rashford. So he should have been the one racing to the corner flag to do his temple touch. Come on. I mean, come on. I know the papers would have had a field day with that, because he would now look like an out-of-touch brat, making an assist all about him. I realized that, but come on, it was a near perfect strike. But no, because of that, oh, I guess this is now my lunch.
Not a Rashford in sight. Thanks, Marcus.
Lads, this is a brilliant point for Ipswich Town. They managed to come to Villa Park, filled with fresh, new, exciting signings, and leave with a point, despite having 10 men on the pitch. Oh, lads. I remember when Axel Twanzebe was a bench-warming Aston Villa substitute defender, and his agent blamed that on Steven Gerrard hating Manchester United players, as if Stevie G was a 12-year-old child.
I have a lot of mixed emotions when it comes to Axel's time at Villa. He is loved by the fans as he contributed highly to the club's success in the Championship, where he's one of the key players that helped Villa return to the Premier League.
I'll stop you there, Agent Axel. Loved by the fans. Can Villa fans vouch for this one? Because, yeah, Twanzebe played well for them between September 2018 to December 2018. He was then injured until April. That was his promotion season. I think huge clubs who are embarrassed to be in the Championship in the first place, they don't really like to remember those seasons. They try to pretend they never ever happened, and they don't want anyone else to remember it happened either. I mean, like how Britney Spears doesn't want you to remember the time she went crazy, shaved her head, and was probably pictured making out with a cat. I mean, lads, I can tell you, when Newcastle United won the Championship title in 2017, Kieran Clark barely missed the game. Do Newcastle fans still love Kieran Clark, that wobbly pudding centre half? No, he could go out in the big market this Friday evening wearing a sign that says, "I am Kieran Clark, come and say hello," and he'd rarely get asked for a selfie all night long. So let's not exaggerate Twanzaby's reputation at Villa Park, shall we?
However, following the arrival of Steven Gerrard at Villa Park, it feels as if the rivalry between Man United and Liverpool came to life.
Nonsense. And here he was back at Villa Park getting sent off stupidly. Does anybody reckon Villa fans sang his name while he trudged off the pitch? He's just a reminder of the championship chaos. Like ridiculous 5-5 draws with Nottingham Forest, a battle of former European champs, and yet here they were, both teams defending like the players had diarrhea in their shorts. And not even their own diarrhea neither. But oh wow, this segment actually turned into a long wild rant about Twanzaby, didn't it? Sorry mate, you've got a cool name I guess. But yeah, your agent is a crazy frog! Crystal Palace 1, Everton 2. Play the clip.
1-1 draw. Beto and Mateta, the two informed strikers. I can just feel it.
Oh, this was so close to becoming the perfect prediction. By the way, I have got 44 points. 4 Tunes has 31. Unlucky mate, but at least you didn't finish bottom like you were worried about. But look, this was 10 minutes away from being exactly what I said. But no, I guess Djokovic isn't the only person to have his heart broken by Carlos Alcaraz. But look, the Moyes train keeps pulling on.
Choo choo choo!
Fantastic Toffees win, and I know this is just a new manager bounce. Practically every Toffees boss gets one, even the rubbish ones. This has been the case with everyone since Moyes left the first time. Every newbie at Goodison Park has an instant impact. An overnight improvement. Roberto Martinez, Ronald Koeman, Sam Allardyce, Marco Silva, Carlo Ancelotti, Rafa Benitez, Frank Lampard, Sean Dyche. Even the 1-month interims like David Unsworth and Duncan Ferguson get some sort of response. I mean, Leighton Baines and Seamus Coleman have a 100% win record as some managerial anti-deck. So I'm sure by Christmas we'll have gone back. We'll be back to talking about Moyes as if he's a washed up dinosaur who plays dreadful football, with the Toffees slumped 16th in the league. But still, it is the new manager bounce that every Everton manager gets. We should not be surprised. Coleman, Ronald Koeman, briefly at Everton second in the league. Ancelotti had them top for a month. Yes, top of the Premier League. Even Rafa Benitez, someone sacked after just 6 months. Even he briefly had them in the Champions League spots. So this is not that shocking at all. Southampton 1, Bournemouth 3. What is the point? What is the point of Southampton anymore? If it were not for Gary O'Neill's reckless ineptitude, then Southampton would right now be almost 20 points from safety. Just after Valentine's Day. That is absolute atrocious cow vomit. If Wolves had Vitor Pereira from day one and hadn't persisted with some Garden Gnome, then yeah, Southampton would be what? 5 games away from official relegation? Ouch. Well look, this was smooth stuff from Bournemouth yet again, and you know what? Andoni Iraola is now just 1 point behind Pep Guardiola. They are now above Chelsea's £1 billion squad, and they are on course for probable Champions League football. Yes, because 5th most likely gets Champions League. Seeing them in the it would be so exciting. I remember when I was young, I was wishing for Portsmouth's fun little squad under Harry Redknapp to get Champions League football back when I was at school. They didn't get it, but they did get Europa League and still the glamour of a night against AC Milan. They were given the honour of seeing Ronaldinho score at Fratton Park. That's what I hope for Bournemouth next season. Someone like Vinicius Jr. belting in a worldie in front of the Matt Ritchie mural. Like, I remember back in 2013 when Real Madrid travelled to Bournemouth in pre-season, which seemed like such a freakish occasion. It felt a bit like a mega celebrity like Beyonce choosing to stop and take a selfie with a toothless fan. Lads, Bournemouth fans queued overnight to buy tickets, as if this was an Oasis concert. And yeah, 12,000 lucky Cherries fans were pinching themselves in their seats as they saw Real Madrid cruise to a 6-0 win. They probably spent that afternoon trying to comprehend how Ozil, Kaká and Ronaldo were actually stepping foot on their pitch. So I want Bournemouth to have a night to remember where they welcome Real Madrid for real, for a proper competitive match. Seeing Carlo Ancelotti take Real Madrid back to this arena, when the last time he did it, it probably felt like Rihanna being booked for a child's birthday party, dressing up as a clown and singing Love the Way You Lie. Fulham 2, Nottingham Forest 1. I told you that Fulham would win, that Nottingham Forest would lose, and we would see them gradually slip out of the top 4. Yeah, of course, Bournemouth are better than Nottingham Forest. Of course they are. Does that 5-0 blitz not teach you anything last month? I actually think that Fulham are better than Nottingham Forest, and I think I wouldn't be shocked to see Marco Silva finish above Nuno Santo this season. Sorry lads, but Fulham are about to fall.
Timber!
That was was incredibly darky. West Ham 0, Brentford 1. Wasn't this supposed to be Potter's new manager bounce? No, he's got the bounce of a crippled kangaroo. I mean, lads, the 1920 season was West Ham's worst campaign since they finished bottom of 2011, right? Just 39 points, 16th, grim. It would not shock me in the slightest if the Hammers scramble less points than that. They're currently on 27 points with 13 games left. And they've got someone who looks like Big Bird's cousin at the wheel. I mean, lads, remember when Mo Kudus was seen as the best player outside the top 6? Well, this season, he is being quieter than the cat in A Quiet Place 3. Brighton 3, Chelsea 0. Chelsea were garbage. They have run out of steam. I said that Enzo Maresca would be sacked at the start of the season and that Chelsea would finish 15th. This is the sort of horrible form I was expecting. It's just arrived 7 months too late. That is now 2 wins in 9 Premier League matches. Yes, this was a sublime, incredible one-touch goal from Matoma. Brilliant. Brilliant stuff. But Chelsea, they just look absolutely abhorrent. Like, truly appalling. And Maresca, this could happen now. I genuinely think he could be sacked this season, which would make my prediction in August now feel like a miracle if this somehow comes true. Liverpool 2, Wolves 1. Another easy Liverpool win. Liverpool are going to win the league. They just are. I know they had a bit of a setback against Everton midweek, and honestly, it made Anfield agenda almost burst. But for all the Liverpool fans, you're still squealing about the fact that Michael Oliver cheated them out of a win at Goodison Park by allowing more time added on that should have been allowed for James Tarkowski to score the equaliser. If you are one of those Liverpool fans who thinks that this always happens to you and that the Premier League referees are all in cahoots to try and disrupt your club, make you lose, I don't know. 3 words. Just 3, and then I will shut up forever. Anfield. Newcastle.
Carvalho.
I don't want to hear Liverpool fans whining about extra time again. Anyway, this was a comfy win over Wolves. They're going to win it. They just are. They're too good. Arsenal have nothing up front, and Mo Salah is just electric and has been all season long. They're just amazing. They are the true Premier League champions of the season. And as for Wolves, they'll be fine. They've absolutely got enough to stay up. Pereira is 3 times the manager O'Neill is, and Pereira's not even that good. But yeah, as for Liverpool, this is just pretty simple, really. Cruising along.
Tottenham 1, Man United 0. Oh, lads, play the clip.
I'm going to go fully crazy here. 4-0, Man United win. This will be the perfect way to performance. 4-0. Spurs will collapse. 4-0, Amad Diallo, Bruno Fernandes, Alejandro Garnacho, and even Joshua Zirkzee. And even then, Ange still won't be sacked on Monday.
Look, in my defense, I didn't expect Man United to be this bad. Yes, Tottenham have some players back, Maddison and Vicario, but honestly, Ruben Amorim, this is embarrassing now. I still believe he is the right man for the Manchester United job, but losing to a horrible, out-of-sorts Spurs, what, could Man United really finish as low as 17th in 2025? That is absolutely crazy.